Hello, everyone. Gary Laubach here as we're taking a moment to look at some of the women's basketball players. I'm sitting with Nicole Johnson out of East Brunswick in New Jersey. Nicole is a neuroscience major, so I'm not going to talk basketball right away. We're going to talk major. Obviously, you are the epitome of a student athlete. When you choose neuroscience, you have to spend a lot of time in the classroom. And how difficult has that been to play basketball and be a student athlete?
Yeah, well, freshman year it was definitely difficult. I struggled first semester, but with so much support from throughout the school system, throughout our coaches, my classmates, my teammates, it's gotten much easier to balance my time. And yeah, so it's been a struggle, but I'm working it out.
Well, you guys are all in the same boat. Do you help each other out? Do the upperclassmen say, this is what you have to do, this is what you have to do, you have to gauge your time?
Yeah, definitely. They definitely suggest so much, the best places to study, who to go for with what questions, so they've been super helpful.
As a freshman last year, you were put right into the fray. You started 29 games for the Leopards out of the 30 last season. How difficult was that transition high school to college basketball for you?
It was definitely difficult. Mentally especially. I struggled a bit in the beginning, not even getting down the plays, but adjusting to the pace and expectations that were put in front of me. But, Kia believed in me and my team believed in me, so that made it much easier for me.
There's an old adage, the best thing about freshmen is they become sophomores, and you're a sophomore now. How do you sense that you've grown as a player from last year to now the first few weeks of practice?
Well, as a point guard, one of the things I've grown in is knowing my teammates well and what their strengths are and, what type of passes they like to receive and where they shoot best from. So, getting them in the best position to do what they need to do to help us win. And, me being a more vocal leader, I've definitely been more confident in, when to call which plays and things like that. So I just feel more confident as a player.
It's hard for me to believe this, but you're like the old lady of point guards on this team because you have a couple of freshmen who have now come in, and that's basically going to be their position, or they'll be an off guard. How much have you now become a mentor to some of the younger players?
Yeah, well, they definitely come to me with questions all the time. In practice, they're struggling, pick them up. I help them with, whatever they're struggling with. I love playing with both of them. Jess Booth is great. She challenges me every day in practice. Chanel, too. She's a great offensive player, great defensive player. So they'll definitely bring a lot of strengths to the team this year.
Speaking of strength, in a nutshell, can you talk a little bit about the strength of this basketball team?
I think we're a seasoned team now. I think last year we were very young, and this year we have a lot under our belt now. We're one of the teams in the Patriot League that's coming back with most of our players, and we have returning players that were injured last year, Sarah Agnello and Alexis Santarelli, who will definitely have huge impact. So I think that we could put our foot down this year, and we'll fulfill the expectations that Coach Kia has for us.
What do you get a sense Coach Kia's areas as far as weaknesses are concerned that she wants to really develop?
Definitely our scoring. We are a pretty solid defensive team. We keep teams under our goal, which is, I believe, 60 for the most part, but we want to score over 60 every game. That's one of our major goals this year. So, not being afraid to attack the basket, not being afraid to take open shots right away. So that's definitely what we want to focus on this year.
She answers questions like someone who is a neuroscience major. Outstanding job, Nicole. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
All right. For the basketball team, the women's basketball team, I'm Gary Laubach.